Hello folks, and welcome to a new episode of Tech News, this time on a Friday. This is episode 23. Let's go ahead and jump in. First things first, the questions that keeps coming back to all of my Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 related videos is which tablet model from the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 series should I go ahead and purchase? Now, you know that on this channel, I keep it honest with you guys. And most importantly, I always do my best to encourage you or, push you towards value. That being said, the simple answer to this question is buy the regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, the lowest priced model. Now, careful now. The currently available pre-order deals on the Samsung website will actually have you get even more value when you spend more. But again, that's not me encouraging you to go ahead and purchase even more than what you need. So you need to figure out what your needs are, and you need to do that quick. And I cannot emphasize this more. This is the last corner. This is your last chance to save on these pre-orders, because once they're gone, they'll be gone until the next launch. So if you happen to be considering buying one of these tablets or one of these devices, then you need to do that right now. You can go ahead and click on the link in the description, at least to see what these deals are. And if you are ready to purchase, again, I'm saying it again, you need to do that right now before they go. Now, with all of this said, not a lot of people are willing to just easily let go of their, hard-earned dollar, right? So for most, average or regular users, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, the quote-unquote regular one, is going to be the one to go for, especially after the pre-order deals are gone. And there are a number of reasons why, and I want to go over those reasons with you. One reason, or the first reason here, would be simply because it is, the lowest priced model, as I mentioned earlier. So kind of an entry level to, Samsung flagship tablets that do offers you almost everything that, the other flagship tablets are offering. I personally think that this is going to be the more popular one amongst, just regular buyers. Now, the next reason why you should go for the lowest priced model is because the main differentiator that used to exist between the regular or the entry level one or the other two is just no longer there. And that main differentiator was the display. Now, the lowest price model one is also boasting that AMOLED display, the same as its sibling, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Plus and the S9 Ultra. Obviously different resolution, and pixel density, but the same type of display nevertheless. Now, there are other, a number of other reasons why you should go for the lowest price model, because despite being, the most affordable one, it's still also part of the best Android tablet series available on the market right now. It shares the same best-in-class chipset in that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, the same water resistant, the same Creator Edition, Samsung S Pen, and many more things. Now that we've covered that part of the video, let's go ahead and jump back into our regular program, so regular tech news here, and I'm certainly hoping that that answers that question. That question has come back a lot. So we're going to start off here with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. New reports on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE here on the FCC website, specifically the Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus with the model number XM-X610 and X616B just passed the FCC certification, which in case you're not aware is for both the Wi-Fi and the cellular model. This was verified through the FCC by Smart Price and the Galaxy Club. Once again, in case you're not aware, this mid-range series will support two tablets, right? So this new one that Samsung is getting ready to drop, and these would be successors to the current mid-range Galaxy Tab S6 Lite and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE, which I've talked about in previous episodes of the Tech News series. So make sure that you are subscribed, by the way, just so that you don't miss any of these tech news when they drop. So the regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE will be boasting a 10.9 inches display, and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus will be pushing an even larger display at 12.4 inches, essentially that same size we find on the Plus model of the regular Galaxy Tab S9 series. The renders that we've seen so far, as you can see here, are showing them looking very much like, the current Galaxy Tab S9 series that just dropped, which makes sense because, the current Galaxy Tab S7 FE, especially the cellular model, so specifically that one, looks pretty much like the regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus or the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, but that's all at the superficial level, right? Because once you go on the inside, right, when it comes down to performance, cameras, all of that good stuff, it's going to be different. And even speaking of performance, it's been reported that it will be boasting an Exynos chipset, right? So you shouldn't expect, performance to match that of a, flagship Tab S9. But anyway, you will have the fingerprint scanner, that same dual speaker setup on the tablet there, and of course an LCD panel. Now, as far as launch date goes, and I know many of you are probably right now typing up already. I get this question a lot. When is it going to launch? When is it going to launch? We, can only speculate, right? We get these reports, these leaks, and we can only speculate. Personally, I think it's going to drop sometime in the fall, in a couple of months or so, but don't take my word for it, right? So don't take my word for gospel. They can actually be pushed back. We know that, there were some production issues that pushed the release of this thing back about 2 months, but my hope is that Samsung is able to get its stuff together and get these to drop, in a couple of months. The next piece of news that we have that we're going to cover here is going to be on the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. And I know it feels like we just got the Samsung Galaxy S23 series and now we're already talking about the Samsung Galaxy S24 series, but we clearly have to cover it because news have dropped on it. Now, there is one major change that many of you guys are not going to be happy to hear about, especially those of you outside of, the North American market. Samsung is reported to possibly go back to the Exynos chipset. Yep, let me just let you just go off for now. All right, so they may go back to the Exynos chipset for certain markets. Now, that has not been confirmed just yet. Now, the information has leaked, but Samsung has not confirmed. If history serves us right, we know that Europe is one of Samsung's larger market, and it was subject to the, Samsung implementation of the Exynos chipset. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were to go back to that. Now, again, do not be upset until it is confirmed by Samsung, but who knows? It might come back with a better Exynos chipset with a whole rack of improvements. Anyway, something that is actually not set to change is going to be the fact that on this upcoming series, the selfie camera is going to remain the same as the one that we currently have on the S23. So that same 12 megapixel camera, which is a very nice camera, and I anticipate that by then, Samsung probably would have pushed out a number of updates to make it even better. The platform, of course, that chipset is going to be made by Qualcomm for the North American market. I got to specify that, right? So we're going to be looking at a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, possibly tailor-made also for Galaxy like they did, with the current model. Either way, that's all we have on the S24 here. Now, the next piece of news that I have for you is going to be about the upcoming direct competitor to the Samsung Galaxy S23 and also the S24 when that drops. And of course, I'm talking about Apple's iPhone 15 series. Now, as of right now, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra is the best phone money can buy today. I do not care what anyone says about this. The general consensus in the tech community is that this is a beast of a phone. This is as close to perfect as you get. And we're just waiting to see what the, iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max is going to do against the Ultra. That is that. And as you may know, the iPhone 15 series is finally going to support USB Type-C port. I'm very much looking forward to that. Additionally, there are a bunch of upgrades that I'm also looking forward to, right? So there is this, impressively thin bezel on the display. It looks really, really good. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. There's also an improved, camera, an upgraded mute button. There's an action button also that you can use to, I guess you can assign different things to it. We'll see how that plays out once it drops. And we will have the A17 Bionic chip along with, other upgrades that we are all looking forward to, especially as it relates to the Samsung Galaxy S23 and the S23 Ultra, right? How they're going to compete. And the last piece of news that I want to go ahead and let you go with here would be the fact that the upcoming iPhone 15 series will see a price increase. We'll possibly see a price increase of about $100. I mean, it's not really surprising. They didn't increase the price between the last one and the current one. So it only kind of makes sense, at least based off of what we've seen in the past. So you should be expecting to pay more money. And that is all I have here. This is a good point to stop this edition of Tech News. I'm going to have more on the next episode, meaning that I will stay updated so that you are updated. Up until that next episode, of course, as always, stay safe out there.